So, when you were a little girl, you grew up in Holland,
Yeah,
and World War II started,
yeah.
and you told me that you had like Nazi soldiers living in the house next door
Living in a church,
in the church.
in a church. Yeah, they lived in the church, and my mama was mending the socks. And because she mended the socks, we once in a while would get an apple or an orange or an egg because we had no food. So that's why my mom mended all the socks and
Yeah.
washed them because they didn't have anything either, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she did to get a little bit food.
Yeah. Now, you said when they first occupied Holland that they were nice.
When they first came in our church, they were nice people. Yeah, the soldiers were nice. I used to go and visit them because I walked around. We lived close by the church.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked around and visited them and came home with an apple or
Mm-hmm.
came home with an orange or came home with something. Yeah. And then later on, when the war became more intense, they, they, they turned mean.
Yeah.
Then you couldn't do it anymore. But they were nice people.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, yeah, they were nice.
Well, what about the Jewish people? Did you guys notice what was going on with the Jewish people, or
No,
was it not
no.
advertised, or?
Oh, it was not advertised. No. That all happened, you know, later on. Later
Yeah.
on. At first, they didn't do nothing. No, no. But after a while, when it became very, very badly, they hunted my dad down and then they put him in a camp
Now, why did they hunt him down? Because he was an adult male?
because he was an adult male, excellent aids to fight. So my dad and my uncle both, they had to flee and they got caught
Mm-hmm.
and they ended up in the concentration camp.
Well, a work camp, wasn't it?
Uh,
Like a work camp?
yeah, a work camp is a concentration camp. It's just a
Yeah.
different name. It's the same thing. And he was in the camp in the Netherlands and in France, two different places.
So, how many years was he gone for?
Whole year,
A whole year?
whole year.
Now, I remember Opa had a hole in his leg.
Opa had from the hunger.
Mm-hmm.
It ate his skin away.
Yeah. That
Both
he didn't get hurt. It was just from the malnutrition.
yeah, from hunger. Yeah, both legs were full with holes.
So, did he have a sore on the second leg? Because I remember the one leg he had like a wound that wouldn't heal, a big hole.
He had both of them,
Both of
both
them.
legs. Yeah, they call in the Netherlands they call it honger oedeem. And oedeem is I don't know is what they have, but I don't know the English name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So, how did you and Oma survive without your dad?
We went to farmers and begged for food. Uh, yeah, we were beggars. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And Oma gave everything but that was valuable. She traded it in for a potato or an onion
Mm-hmm. Now, you can, if you don't want to share it, that's fine. But you had told me a story about your grandmother, that you guys went over there and that she fed your dad, but she didn't feed you guys.
yep, yep. Oma told me that. Yeah, yeah. My dad went to his mother, and his mother, which is my grandmother, his mother gave him dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, my mom happened to come over there, and she saw that my dad was eating a dinner, and we didn't have anything. So that was mean. That was horrible.
Yeah, that must have been very
And
hurtful.
I don't think she ever forgave him for that either. I don't think. I wouldn't.
Hmm.
He sits there and eats, and we but didn't have anything, you
And his
know.
wife and children.
Yeah, yeah. And I was little.
Hmm.
We were hungry. Yeah, but that's what happened. So, and I never understood that he could do that.
Hmm.
I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You could not sit there and eat and not have your kids eat.
Hmm.
You know, you can't do it.
Yeah. And during the war, people were so hungry. You had a little doggy.
I know they ate my doggy.
You know, your doggy got stolen out of the backyard,
Yeah. No, the street, from
out
the
of the
street.
street.
We went for a walk on a Sunday afternoon, and his name was Bingo, and my little Bingo, black and white doggy. I took him for a walk with Oma and Opa, and all of a sudden he was gone. And then we found out somebody stole him and ate him.
Yeah, people were so hungry.
And that was my baby,
Oh,
my baby.
well, I could imagine.
Yeah, I still remember.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm old. I never forget
Yeah,
because he was mine.
yeah.
It's the only thing that I had.
And you
Yeah.
told me that one time you and Oma were so hungry that you tried to eat grass,
Oma tried to eat grass.
cook the grass.
Oma tried to cook the grass and didn't go. And then she tried to do the burps, and you cannot. Your stomach cannot eat it.
Hmm.
So yeah, we did. It was not a good time.
No, you told me a story though that you had a really nice neighbor that somehow got a suitcase of potatoes smuggled in.
That was my uncle.
Your uncle.
My
Okay.
uncle. My uncle somehow came to our house, and he had a small suitcase and about dried beans. There was all kinds of dried beans in it. And my mom passed out.
Oh, really? From.
She started crying and she passed out. But
Oh.
well, I mean, it was overwhelming when she didn't have anything, and then all of a sudden you got a it's not a big suitcase, just a small suitcase. And she started crying, and then she passed out.
Oh.
And then when she came to, she divided it between all the neighbors.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
I'll
nice.
never forget that.
That was really nice of your
She
mom.
just gave everybody, all the neighbors, they all got a little thing with beans.
That was nice of her.
Yeah, that was nice. She could have also kept it because nobody knew.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we made it. So,
Yeah. Glad you did.
yeah, me too. It's not been easy. But
No.
the memories are not even that easy of what happened.
Mhm. Do you remember when that you guys finally got your freedom from Germany?
Oh, do I remember? Yes. Oh, yes. Um, for many, many hours, like maybe
Mhm.
all night, and all morning, we heard the tanks, the English tanks and American tanks rolling closer to our house. I still hear it. It was
Mhm.
so noisy. And then all of a sudden, there they came. And oh my gosh.
See, I see on
Oh my
TV some
gosh.
specials where there's still Dutch towns that celebrate the American soldiers that came and
Yeah, yeah.
liberated them.
In May the 5th, which is this month,
Yeah.
we celebrate. Yeah. But I still remember all the tanks.
Gives you goosebumps.
Yeah, I do. I do. I can get a lump in my throat. I
Aw.
can I can cry about it. I can.
You're making me a little teary-eyed
It's
seeing your
just
reaction.
it's just it was just, I mean, totally so wonderful. so amazing.
Mm.
And finally, somebody came to help us.
Yeah.
And so they helped us.
So did the Nazis flee? How did
Yeah.
they
Oh yeah, they got shot and they flee and
captured?
they were scared.
I
Yeah.
bet.
They were captured, yeah. Yeah. Because we got the American tanks, and we had American tanks, we had English tanks, we had Poland tanks from Poland. They all came to free a little. Yeah, oh yeah, it was, and we had a big party. I mean, oh my gosh, we had such a big party after that.
No.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Finally, after 5 years, finally, no more, no more afraid.
Yeah.
And Sweden, they 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 flew over. The Sweden airplanes flew over, and they would drop boxes with food out
Oh
of the
wow.
out of the airplanes later on. And they so Sweden helped us eat a little bit. And
Mm.
yeah, it was nice. It was good. Yeah. I also remember one package, one big box, and that came out of New York, and it was addressed to me, to us, because I had no more clothes. I had no clothes. I had no shoes. I had nothing. And then we got that box with clothes out of New York.
Well, how did that happen?
My father's name is John Felix,
Hmm.
and that guy who wrote a box, the address, was John Felix, the same name as Opa. So I don't know the relation. I don't know if he found somehow that there was a guy named John Felix, like Opa. Same name. And he opened the box and there were shoes for me and little dresses.
Wow.
So I had shoes. I could walk. I mean, we didn't have any shoes anymore either.
Oh.
Very good. Yeah. Those things you never forget.
Okay.
John. For the last name, he was John Felix Volker, which is a Dutch name.
Hmm.
So I don't know if he immigrated and found out or
And your dad never told you?
no.
Hmm.
No. But also that never talked about the camps either.
Hmm.
Never. Never. Never told about the holes in his legs. Never told us anything. But that's not unusual.
Yeah.
They didn't talk because it would open up too much pain. You know,
Hmm.
because then they're in the camp. They don't
Yeah.
give
Well,
you,
they didn't know back then about how they know about post-traumatic stress and
did not exist.
yeah. Well, existed. They just
It
didn't know it.
existed. They didn't know.
Yeah.
So had he been able to go to for help for post-traumatic stress, he probably would have been better off.
Yeah.
But when he came now when he came back with all the anger,
Yeah.
all the anger. Talking about angry and not talk about us.
Hmm.
Right?
Well, thank you for sharing.
I forgave him, and life
Yeah.
goes on. He's gone. He's in heaven, and yeah.
Hmm.
But my parents did not have an easy life.
No.
Not I'm not talking about them too. They they always stuck together. The life itself
Yeah.
was not easy for them, but they made it. You know, so I'm thankful.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing.
You're
your story.
welcome.
I know it's kind of hard to.
I've never done this before.
I know. People want to know, Mom. You know, someday you're going to be gone, and, you know,
I
I don't
know.
want you to lose your stories. So, and it's good for me to hear, too. I want to remember.
Yeah,
So, I love you.
I love you too.
I'm glad you made it through. I know it must have been really hard.
Yeah.
So, and thank you for sharing.
I have seen a soldier shooting a 2-year-old little boy.
Oh, no.
I myself saw that,
Oh, that would be really hard.
and I still remember.
Do you know why he did that, or?
No, just because he had a gun, just because he got sick and crazy. I think those people got crazy.
Yeah.
Little guy, just a little.
He wasn't a little Jewish boy or anything, just a little boy?
No, he didn't. He did not wear the Star of David. No, no, just I don't know. Things like that happen.
Mm. Could have been the little boy pissed him off, the little boy's mother. They weren't. Who knows?
Mother wasn't even there.
Really?
Just little 2-year-old. I'm saying 2 years old because that is what I think he was.
Yeah.
Because he was a little guy, and he got shot.
Oh, wow. That's scary.
That's that's horrible.
Yeah. That would be hard to.
That is why I don't understand that now they say that your brain is not completely grown up until you're 20 years or something like that. Like what the young people do now is because they don't understand that when they kill somebody, that they kill somebody. I knew the little guy was dead.
Mm-hmm.
I was 6 years old. I mean, there was no doubt about it.
Mm.
You know.
Well, I think the school shootings and what's going on now is a whole different thing of issues.
Yeah.
No understanding sometimes.
I don't get it.
How people can be cruel to each other.
I know. I remember the two. I always
Because you
say
never told me that.
the 2-year-old. I always say 2-year-old little boy.
No.
And Opa, on the way back from work, he has seen something like similar, and he came on his bicycle. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to go
War,
through that.
war is evil,
Yeah, I agree.
and I think Mark. That is why Mark wants to me to write a book about it.
Mm.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do that. I mean,
No.
because is it off?
No, but we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. Thank you guys for listening
Thank
to my
you.
mom. And if you have any comments, leave them down below. And thanks, guys.